I believe it's the 7th. Welcome. My name is Juggling Jay, aka Jason Ford. I'm your guest co-host today, and I am privileged and honored to have Ryan Steve by my side to go over the week's games. What's up, Ryan?
Hey Jay, you all right along?
Hopefully, we'll be joined by Andre Doc Mendes to go over a week that we're getting inching ourselves a little closer to Eastern County and obviously the Classic, but we've got some other counties to talk about in this show.
Mm.
So first of all, let's get right into it with the yesterday's game matches. The St. George's Cup match trial. They had their first trial yesterday. St. George's took on Cleveland County, and St. George's won by 217 runs. St. George's Cricket Club 297, Cleveland County 80 runs. Did you get a chance to go down and check out that trial match yesterday?
Yeah, I was there. I was there for pretty much throughout the day. Saw a couple of good knocks, and Zari Painter has been in some really good form this year, man. He's really, I could say he's really earned his spot. It is no question about it. He's been consistent. He's been very consistent. He's mentally focused. He's ready. He definitely looks the part. He's been, like I said, he's been consistent throughout the season. You had Makai Simmons came in, middle order batsman, a very explosive batsman on his day. He had a good knock. Him and Jared Richardson, both of them getting 50-odd runs. And then you had Brian Hall coming down late in the order and, a swashbuckling 40-odd runs. So, it was a nice batting track. St. George's utilized the conditions to the best of their ability, and they took advantage of the wayward bird that Cleveland produced.
Yeah, I was quite interestingly shocked to see the lineup that St. George's had because a few of their players, league players, have went to play for Central County, and I was wondering, so close to Cup match, to have some other players go to play Central County when I knew that obviously without the Cup, you need to have a good look at all your players and, but also good to see Brian Hall back out because I know he had been struggling with injury over the last few weeks, but definitely got to see him back out. And Zari, you mentioned Ansari at the top of the order, and I think there's one of the areas that I know St. George has been looking at throughout the whole year, and they've been strong enough up top. Him along with Rondé Bascom looking really good up top, that top order. But I was wondering what was happening because I didn't see the inning Abdul, but also gave chances for other players to anybody you thought put the ring in the put the name in the ring because that's what the trials is, right? Trials is just to go take a look at some players.
Yeah, I mean, this young boy Jared Richardson right now is in some really good form. I mean, his last few knocks he got up. I think it was 130-odd last week, 50-odd yesterday in the trial. He got 80-odd today. So his keeping's pretty good. His really making a claim for himself. And yesterday was an opportunity for a lot of. I want to say, if you look at the squad, the makeup of the team, it was a lot of guys who basically played Cold Cup match. Yeah, like if you look at that team yesterday, it was a lot of youngsters, and they got the opportunity to stake a claim, add more pressure to the selectors, give good headaches to the selectors, in terms of like trying to claim a spot. And that's what the selectors want. They want the headaches. They want to be able to go up there. They want to be able to say, well, this player deserves to play. Look at his stats. Look at his season. And that's what the trials, like you said, that's what the trials are all about. Opportunities for players who aren't, the selectors don't get to see week in and week out when they come to the trials where it's supposed to be of the higher caliber players. They make runs against the so-called better players, and it's an opportunity for them to shine with the pressure on them because it is a bit of pressure to perform in a trial. I can speak from existence, from my previous experience and Mendes court as well. But it's a bit of pressure for the players, and they have to absorb it and they have to rise to the occasion. And some of these guys are again, it was the first trial and they took advantage of the opportunity that was presented to them.
I want to welcome Doc Mendes to the show. Welcome, Doc.
I almost called you Earl. Okay, Jason. Yes, I heard briefly. You guys are talking about the cup match. I just want to echo on what a brother just saying now about Jared. Jared Jared is really good form. It's going to be interesting, Ryan. I don't know if you know. I wonder why Sinclair's not been playing that much. Is Sinclair hurt, or he's going to be competing with
He played
Sinclair
today.
for the big Keaton duties?
Tinkler was carrying a bit of a niggle. He played today. Yeah, he was carrying a bit of a niggle. And I guess right now the coaching staff for St. George just want to make sure they manage it properly. And that's fair enough. You know, they want to give everybody a fair opportunity. You know what I mean? It is crunch time. We're in the month of July. You know, so we want to make sure the selectors want to make sure the coaching staff want to make sure that they manage them along properly and and hopefully give them a chance, give them every opportunity to reclaim a spot. So it's just about managing them at this stage.
Okay, and also, like you said, with the team that they played yesterday in the trial, like you said, it was a very young team. And if you looked at most of those guys that are played in that Cup match trial, they've been performing most of the year. Luke
Yeah.
Horan,
Yeah.
Derek now, and it's a few other names that that young ones that are vying for position in St. George's. So it's gonna be very interesting to see, because you already got a lot of players in St. George's team that's in form already, that's making runs. Like Arunde got runs again today. Penta, he's been making runs up in the order. So it's going to probably be a real difficult selection betting wise, anyway. For them to pick. Well, at least what I like with St. George, they're having the trials, getting everybody opportunity. So it's up to the players now.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Doc, because I was just about to ask you. I didn't want to date you, but since you are a former Cup match captain, what is the value of these trials nowadays? Because we see two different approaches by the two clubs, where St. George's has a few trials, couple of trials, and then Somerset basically has one trial. What is your take on that?
I disagree with Somerset having one trial, but right now with Somerset, anything is they always have the Western Conference going on. Maybe they can get a trial when the Eastern Conference is going on, because like you said, for the last few years, they only had one trial and they've been successful in having that one trial, but it's going to come a time where, that's not going to work for them. You're going to start looking, for me anyway, you need to start, if you're looking at new players to coming in, you can't just go up one trial. I remember when I first played a Cup match, I had to play 5 trials.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all that has changed now. But at least St. George's has at least 2 or 3.
St. George's, we try to have 3 trials. We try to have 3 trials as a per minimum. That's like a standard for years. I'm not cutting you off, Andre, but I remember when I was first started out playing cricket, St. George's had about 5 trials too, and I mean shocks. So I really remember it, but yeah.
Exactly. And now first, the last couple of years, I say last 5-6 years, Summers used to have 2. Now I don't know, since COVID it's been like 1. But like I said, I when I was up there, we always had problems with the Western Conference, because they try to get Western Conference finished before Cup match, most of the time. And so I think what the club and the coaches have been doing, they've been looking at the Western Conference and throwing in players, because now they're throwing in players, and I've been looking at them, like Lou Boy Proctor played the other day for Somerset Bridge, got wickets. Kamal played for Somerset Bridge, and then Warwick's got a few more Somerset players that are going to play, and of course you got Willicots too. So I'm not too sure if they're using that as a trial, but me personally, I would like to see at least 2 to 3 trials for Somerset.
Yeah, it would probably be hard for the Somerset to have those trials. And then you said Eastern County, because if you look at a team, like if Bay is playing in the first round, Bay's got a few Somerset players in there. Also, or AFC Bay and Flats maybe, or even Cleveland, you're talking about Dion Stovall. So they'll probably be missing the main guys that they'll really be dependent on. But once again, it'll give an opportunity for the fringe to have a trial.
Yeah.
I agree, and that's the thing. You got to give the French players a turn. I mean, right now Somerset, if you look at that team, each year they're making 1 or 2 changes, but it's got to come a time where they're going to make at least two or three, and you got to be careful making so many changes like that in a year. Because I remember my first cup match, we won, and we made one change. And then my second year, I think they made one or two, and then the third year they made 3 or 4, and we lost the trophy. So you got to be careful. And St. George is the same thing. You got to be careful making so many changes. And especially if you have the trophy, you got to try to. And what's hard about it, you got so many players and knocking on the door on both teams. So it's going to be very interesting picking the teams this year, both St. George's and Somerset.
But just echoing on what you're saying, Mandus, and I was talking to somebody at the cricket game today, man. Right now, Bermuda, the crop of players that's coming through is a nice bunch of nice group of players coming through. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, they make themselves available to play for the country. You know what I mean? Like the Proctors and the Zerai Tomlinsons and the Marcus Scotlands, the Jared Richardsons, the Luke Fultons. I mean, it's a nice crop of players coming through. One player that we don't talk about much, I'm watching him a few times this season now, he's improved a lot. It's like, even the boy Shaquille Pitcher plays for Devonshire Rack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a nice crop of young players coming through, but we just need the BCB and whoever need to make sure that the right things are in place for these guys, man. I mean, like, it's a nice group of players coming through, man. Really
I totally agree. That's why they should have a Bermuda under 23 team. And I mean, most of those guys, if you look at it, they was in the last team, like Marcus Scott and Jared Richardson, Proctor, all those guys went on the last trip. But we still got like Luke Horan and a few other boys, so the boy Thomason, I'm very impressed with him. Yeah. And strange you saw Shaquille Pitcher, plays for Rack. I saw him play today, and it's not a bad. It's a pretty decent all-rounder too. And just playing for, I think he's in the under 19s.
Yeah, that's come a long way, man. I'm watching him a couple times this season, man. It's come a long way, man.
I agree.
Well, guys, we talked about the St. George's trial match. We mentioned some about Western County. Let's go to the first round of Western County, which was held at Whitehall Field. This year, the first rounds, Somerset Bridge defeated PAC by 8 wickets. PAC put up 99 and Somerset Bridge 100 for the loss of 2. And you mentioned Kamal Levrock and Jamal Proctor playing for Somerset Bridge. They really ripped apart PAC's opening for us 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, so even though like Somerset's not having their troubles, I'm sure you probably had a lot of the coaches and management on are watching, both of those guys play. And the boy Proctor is playing a lot of cricket this year, I see him, hopefully that he makes cup matches this year, and then Dominic Saber and all these guys too. But the thing is, it's like, who they're going to drop. Wow, they probably got 1 or 2 in the mind who's going to be dropped. But these 2 guys are vying for position for the last couple of years. So, and the building about Proctor's come more of an all-rounder now.
Well, it's amazing you said that, because for him to be opening bowling and opening batting,
yeah.
And to get into it, Somerset's really for the last probably 4 or 5 cup matches only made changes where they're necessary. Basically,
exactly.
The force changes, right? Where St. George's probably averaging close to 4 to 5 picks every year. So you bring it to a side, and then when you think of it, okay, do you take him as a batter or do you take him as a bowler? Because Somerset's stacked in that top lineup. But watching him bet today also, we're getting to the Somerset match today. So I went to Somerset just to really see, you mentioned him earlier, and Zari Painter. And he didn't get a chance today. But I really went to see those 2 play, right? To see how they approach their innings. And I was sitting off with a couple of guys on the porch, and I said, I just wanted to see, and I actually told to Nero, I said, I want to see these guys bet time today, because we know obviously 50 overs is a different beast compared to Eastern County and cup match, when sometimes you have to bet some time. I want to see who actually goes out and tries to build an innings today. And that's one thing that was lacking yesterday in PAC.
Yeah, it's too bad for Anzari today. He didn't get no runs. I think it was one ball. I'm looking at the
Yep.
scorecard.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully that doesn't do too much psychological damage. And why I say that, because one, played up at Somerset, it's a cup match, you know. Two was Kamal Lavrock. Anzari Painter opened the batsman, Kamal Lavrock opened the builder for Somerset at Somerset Cricket Club. But hopefully, I mean, truthfully, Kamal Lavrock's feeling like, yeah, has got the psychological edge on Anzari. But this is where Anzari will have to like dig deep within and say, okay, cool, you got one up on me. Now I come back to your backyard and I'm going to show you what I'm really made of and why. Because I'm quite sure Anzara's name will be on the board come the night of selection. And, you know, with that said, I'm quite sure when he walks to that wicket the first day of cup match, you know, he's going to say, yo, this is why I'm here. You may have gotten me this week, but I'm here for revenge. So, you know, hopefully he has that mindset. And I'm quite sure he does. You know, he's a very determined young man. Like I said, he's had a very successful season. So, you know, but at the end of the day, right now, Kamal Lavrock will feel that he's got that psychological edge on him. But, you know, it's opportunity for Anzari to bounce back and see what it's made of, you know.
As we go from the Western County, there was also won an early round of the Central Counties. First things first, guys, I just want to say I'm glad they played the game because it would have been so easy for the team to say, you know what, I want to do in Central County this year. So first of all, I want to commend the two teams that did play, Derbyshire and North Village, actually play the only round of Central County. And Derbyshire won by 174 runs. They posted 264 for 7. And North Village Community Club replied with 90. That I was joking with Brian, I believe, off the air, but almost half of the Derbyshire side was a lot of guys from St. George's.
Yeah.
If it's not for St. George's, it's St. Davis.
Yeah, well, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Rudell's doing a lot of recruiting, see? Rudell's doing a lot of recruiting. I mean, there's got George O'Brien up there. He scored 100 last week before. So, you know, Rudell's doing a lot of recruiting, man.
Yeah, St. George's and St. Davis.
Yeah, combination. Yeah.
Well, like you said, it's good to see Rec have a team because they was really struggling early in the season. Even last season, they were struggling for players. And, you know, now they got this learn system out. You know, they could learn players out. So it's making it real interesting. But like I said, I'm going to watch the Devonshire Rec. It's been, you know, I watched them again today against PHC. And like I said, I watched Shaquille Bill. You know, it's got a really nice run up. Mm-hmm. I like his like it's almost like his only field is always paying attention. You know, he's getting advice to players. So, you know, for a youngster to do that, you know, is good. And then you got Georgia experience, so it looks like Devonshire Rec, you know, it's got a good chance to come up to the Premier Division next year.
Talking about Shaq, he actually played for North Village yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told me, and I was like, "Well, how you do that?" But he said his coach said they had enough players, so I don't know how it works, but you know, I mean, you know, it's just clear the county Central County was playing. You know, I think they're going to need to settle with both clubs because you want to get the other club stars, tough dogs back in. To be a police and have a team and Village and Rec. Next year they need to start early, have a meeting going and sort out the problems and see if you could get that Central Counties back up running, you know, like how it used to be. But it's nice to see Shaquille playing, you know what I mean? And you know, even though Village lost, I think Village had John Tate playing for him and Taryn Frey. And so you know, I was surprised they didn't get much more runs, but you know, Rack beat them convincingly.
Doc, I mean, I don't want to go off Central County too much because you played many years for Central County, especially with the powerful Western Stars at the time. Can you give us one of your favorite memories of Central County?
Oh yeah, playing against police. I scored my first 100 out Devonshire Rec too, man. Actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't police. It was Devonshire Rec. I scored my 100 out there, and that's when he had Stay Up Brown, Coach Trot, Peter Edovich, Joe Smith. You know, so, you know, and then, you know, it was always a battle. I mean, Rec was winning most of the time. They had like at least 6 or 7 Bermuda players that was represent Bermuda playing for them. So you had to always come, our guest players used to be young players. Like we used to invite Clevie Wade play sometimes. Who else? I can't remember the other players, but you always had one young player coming to play for us, and that gave us the I think the impetus on beating rec, because after the young players start, beating these guys, we ended up afterwards, beating the top teams like Police and Rec and Nationals too. That had a good team. So yeah, that kind of I used to enjoy playing out the Rec and our Police field. I just hope that they resolve and then next year they could, come. Only thing is, the Central Conference got to be played early. It was a mix up everything with the scheduling and when it was going to be played. First Rec wasn't sure they was going to have a team. Then they ended up having a team. It was a lot of problems they were having, even getting the field prepared.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that. Sorry, Brian, but you mentioned the scheduling, and I think that is something that it's right now. It's so condensed.
Yeah.
You guys remember that cricket used to start in April, end of April, right?
Yeah.
And none of these counties will want to start, but it's only 1 or 2 weeks where guys have just started the season. So I think the only resolution to this, we have to find a way to start cricket earlier, to space it out a bit, right? Because I'm pretty sure nobody was having, and they got another county on at the same day.
Exactly. But that's because football season finished so late now.
Yeah. But I'm saying, didn't at one stage, right? Way back when, didn't football and cricket sometimes happen on the same weekend?
I can't remember. That. Right. I don't think so. Soon as football season used to finish.
Sometimes didn't they usually? I remember when I first started out playing for St. George's, we used to play like early in the season. We played on Garrison Field.
But imagine you said that, because once back then, guys played on the mat, right? Rather it was Royal Naval.
I'm playing up Royal Naval Field, right. Garrison Field.
But that was Metten. That was because of the Metten. Yeah.
Yeah, but so you're telling me that it was never ever a point in time where football and cricket was held on the same weekend?
Not since turf cricket was introduced. I don't remember. If football was played like it was probably a makeup game, and it was played at night. And then the very next week, I tell you one thing, Ryan, as soon as the season finished, the wickets were already I know stars. The wickets were ready to play in April for the season to start. But now they let it, it's like 2 or 3 weeks breaks to get the wickets ready.
Yeah.
That's the reason why now.
Well, guys, before we talk about today's game, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the Island Stats Cricket Show.
Putting down the weapons.
You seeing this?
Better Than Bouillon is an oft-featured organic food producer who believe that great recipes begin with great ingredients. This judiciously named brand is aimed directly at the primary stages of meal preparation in the kitchen, replacing traditional bouillon cubes and the like with bases made from organically produced meat and vegetables, resulting in a higher level of purity and a more robust flavor. This month we're featuring Better Than Bouillon organic bases, made with roasted beef or chicken or seasoned vegetables. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
How you doing? It's Coach Bascom here. Listen, I just want to let you know that, guess what? Oh yeah, I've been endorsing salt. Now, you know what this is for, right? Yep. Smelly shoes. You know, those days that you're coming back from training, sneakers. Yep, you start, you know, you're sitting them in your house, you got them in your room, and you got them in your closet, and you know, you're getting that smell come through. Well, this is what it's for. Excited about it, excited to promote because I believe in it, because I know when I was playing outdoors especially, this is definitely what I needed. Hey, even look at the packaging. Very, very professional company, done on so much work, yeah, with the material, with the bag. Listen, I'm excited about it. Glad to be a partner with them. Glad to be endorsing this product, yeah. And here we go. Get your bag.
And welcome back to the Island Stats Cricket Show. Now, today, guys, Premier Division, St. George's Cricket Club won by 4 wickets as they took on Somerset Cricket Club at Somerset. Somerset posted 165. St. George's Cricket Club 166 for 6. Bailey's Bay won by 5 wickets over Willowcutts. Willowcutts posted 220 for 8. Bailey's Bay 223 for 5. We're waiting to get the confirmation for the Cleveland and St. David's final score. And first division today, Devonshire Rec won by 121 runs. Devonshire Rec posted 233, and PAC only replied with 112. Doc, which game you went to today?
I watched PAC. I watched a bit of PAC and Devonshire Rec play in the first division. I thought that might be a nice matchup. It was at one time Devonshire Rec looked like they was gonna get a beat too. You know, I think there was like 80, 90 something for 1 and 140 for 2 or 140. I'm sorry, for 3. But then they lost wickets right at the end, and then they got 230. And then when PAC was batting, they had a great start, like 60 or 70 in about 7-8 overs, and then they lost, went from 60 something or 70 something without loss to 70 for 4 or 5, and they now will recover from that. So, you know, Devonshire Rec ended up beating them at the end. I think Chris Daly got like 7 wickets for Devonshire Rec. And you know, some valuable wickets there. You got Chris Douglas and a few other guys, but for PAC, my eldest son got 5 wickets. That he ended up getting 5 wickets towards the end. And they ended up getting 200 and getting 230. And they looked like they was getting close to 3. So that was a fairly good game because. Soon as, like I said, as soon as PAC lost their wicket, it seemed like Ryan. I don't know if you know Jelani, the old boy. Jelani used to play for Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
He batted really well. He's on 40. The guy was looking good, man. He got out on 47 and 48.
Yeah.
And out of the 70 runs, he had the 47 runs. Now, once he got out, it kind of all the wickets fell right around. So, you know, like I said, it's a fairly decent game. And then I didn't see the game, but I was online with the game with St. George's and Somerset, and you know, that was a battle, a run they batted really well, 85, you know, to take them in.
Right.
Yeah, PAC this weekend, they had a rough weekend. I mean, 99 yesterday, 112 today. So obviously they got some work to do with that batting. You know, so you know, they got Chris Douglas back. He didn't make, I don't think he got over 10 runs throughout the whole weekend. I think he batted on Saturday and came down the order today. I don't know what's the reason behind that, but
Me too.
PAC looked like they had a rough weekend. So you know, coaches got some work to do. With that team, the Oddity Western Connors now, you know, they're not really looking. They don't look like they're gonna get promoted. So you know, it's a stage of what does the coach do? Does he prepare his team, start getting, you know, his youngsters, you know, up the order, give them hits for preparation for next season? You know, what's his approach for the rest of the season now? You know, so that's the question. You know, the coach has got to think about how does he finish the season off, and does he begin the same work for next year? And again, like St. George's, St. George's had a good season. Lost one game to St. David's. They're in a good position right now to hopefully continue winning and hopefully win the league title.
I actually made my way up Somerset today. Like I said, I was initially trying to see Anzari play and Proctor play, but Somerset, when I got up there, Somerset was batting first and put up a good open. They lost their first wicket pretty early, but the second wicket partnership, actually, they got, I want to say 107 for 2. I think foundation. But what I saw was that St. George's done a great job of fielding, right? And they restricted them quite a bit. Just a little period of quiet down Proctor. Proctor was going pretty good. Dominic was just starting to get in his flow. And then Dominic had struck this ball and it ricocheted off of Proctor's ankle. So it had a little bit of injury timeout. And just that timeout, as we all know, it's hard for guys to start again. And St. George's actually broke that partnership probably the first or second over after that break. And from on, that's when they started to really lose their wickets. And they probably struggled after that. With the St. George's setup, I was really impressed with Aronde because he came out milling the ball early. And when Aronde is in that mood, Ryan, when it's in that mood and milling the ball early, it was something nice to see. But the bowling, I believe, like I said, Shaq Darrow, he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
He's going to be banging on that door for St. George's to see what it's going to do, especially the trial matches coming up. I think he's probably the glue at the top of the order as far as bowling. Abdul, he bowled pretty good today also. And also Kevin Fabler, which now this is what, a second weekend? It's St. George.
Third weekend, I believe, yeah.
And it was actually through his spell, between his spell and Mackay Simmons was the one, those two spells are the one who really tightened up the screws on Somerset. Somerset did not have Gennaro Tucker today, which they probably would have needed in that middle order. But and I no Jordan De Silva either, I believe.
No, I just see his name on the scorecard.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting how even Somerset prepares herself in the next few weeks as far as the league team. But you mentioned PAC. Bear in mind, they just came back into the league. So it's going to be interesting how they manage to duck. It's not easy getting players.
Yeah.
Before I go with Somerset, one special note, I think Price shocked a few people. Kamal Levrock played today for Somerset.
I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding this learning system. He was playing for Stars.
Hey man, it's to me it's senseless, mate. Because how could you be learned out to the club? You go away, and then when you come back, Somerset's like, okay, well, what? We need you back. What cutting you learn off, and you go back play for Somerset. I'm like, okay, well, how is this learn system working? It's like, to me, it's crazy. And then I see Clay Darrow was playing for St. George's. Then I see him playing for Devonshire Rack today.
Yeah.
Right. I'm saying, okay, he's learned out. And then Quasi James left work. He's playing for Willicots today. So it's I don't know how the learn system. The clubs need to try to sort that. I could see early in the season, if you get learned out, okay, well, you're learned out for. I think you should be learned out for the season, not learn there and then you go back to play and then you not all that, man. I don't know how it works. Maybe you could help me, Ryan.
I don't know, because it seems like the way it sounds like if I'm playing for a team and they're not doing too good, and that team over there is winning, I'm being asked the team that I play for, can I go play for them? Because I want to win with them. I mean, that's what it's like. It's like free for all. I honestly don't understand this system because, I mean, like you just said, I'm looking 1 week. I was playing for St. George's. I hadn't seen him training and stuff. Then I'm reading his playing for Devonshire Rack.
Today,
Crazy James, I'm saying the same thing. He's playing for Warwick. I'm looking for his name in the paper. Then I read he's playing for Willicots. 1 minute I'm watching Kamal play for Stars. Sometimes plays for Stars. Now it's going back. I have no clue. I went to the AGM. They talked about meetings, having Zoom meetings. I was asked to be a part of the meetings. I haven't seen anything to have these type of discussions. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of questions. A lot of questions need to be asked because right now there's very few answers.
I
You
remember
know,
some time back, and I'm not sure if it was cricket or football, but when they did talk about the learn system, implementing the learn system, the spirit of the system was to help out the players or the fringe players who struggle to
Right.
get one side
yes,
to
Uh,
yeah,
get some playing
you-
time somewhere
you're,
else.
you're, ab- you're absolutely right, Jason. Was the French player. So if you look at Kamal, he's not a French player. Grace is not a French player. You're absolutely right. So what? I changed it now? I don't understand it.
It's not. I mean, for me, it's not the spirit of what the.
somebody needs to call this talk show and speak on this because we're
Uh,
clueless.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
clueless. It's
What you
ridiculous
think?
how it's set up now,
You think what
man.
clueless? What do you think the spectators saying? Man, what this guy plays us like stars last week? You know, it's like
Yeah,
like so that means like I must say, well, I'm going to learn how nice to come play for stars there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's
If a team wants to win the league or whatever like that, and they can go get Ace Boy and say, "Hey, come join us. We need some.
Yeah.
We need to
What
have
happens when it gets down to the business end at the season when teams are battling for promotion or battling for a title? Can they
It's
just call them?
crazy, man.
But that's how it is, Jason. If you look at it, Stars and Somerset's battling for that spot to go on. Somerset was saying, "Look, but we're taking Kamal from Stars now. He's playing for Somerset, like so, to try to, you know, uh, put Stars on. Like so, I'm like, well, he's playing for Stars all season. I didn't even know if Kamal played for Somerset in the beginning. I'm not even sure. He was actually playing for Stars before he went back away.
And he looked good today. He did look good today. Unlucky, he was looking to get. He bowled pretty good, and he got actually a reverse sweep against Pablo, which I was thought a bit strange because the field placing a left hand to a left hand, the mid wicket boundary was nobody.
Oh yeah.
And he went to do a reverse sweep, which I was trying to figure out why would you go that shot and you got nobody over there. But in saying that, the one thing I've noticed, and I want to ask you guys because obviously watching the World Cup, I've seen a lot of 2020. We're playing 50 over matches. The shot selections that I've watched in our youngsters, and also even our seasoned players, trying to go over the top for everything. The days of just ground strokes is. Am I too early for this now to see a good ground stroke?
I don't know. I think it's probably too much 2020 cricket.
That's the money. That's the money right now. That's the money bag.
Yeah.
That's the money
Yeah.
bag right now, man.
So
You know?
if you play a lot of that cricket, it comes a chance of like, oh, I'm going to try to go over the top. It doesn't even matter if it's cup match, 50 overs or what. Last year cup match, you saw the sixes and stuff. I mean, it makes the game exciting. But what happens when the person gets out? Like you're trying to go over the top and you just come in. The fans are like, this why, So if you're gonna play that shot, you better make sure in your mind you're gonna go over the top. You need to go over the top and try
Yeah,
it.
but if you look at cricket now, and hey, I stand to be corrected, but if you look at cricket now, you have your look at West Indies, famous for power hitting. You know what I mean? 2020, you guys are. You see at the bottom of your screen the amount of sixes that are hitting in each tournament. You know what I mean? Teams are going for maximum runs. Australia, let's look at Test cricket. Right now, they're scoring at maybe 3.5, almost 4 runs and over.
Over
You know
now.
what I mean? Back in the day, in the 90s, 80s, teams were scoring Test cricket 2 runs and over. Back all day. You know what I mean? But now teams are ticking. You watch the 50 over World Cup just recently played. Not the 2020, but the 50 over World Cup just recently played. Earlier part of this year? Teams are scoring. Paul's score was 300.
Yeah.
Paul's score was 300. So cricket it's evolved in the sense that you got to score more quickly. You got to score your percentage. It's got to be over 100 runs per ball. You know what I mean? The game is a lot more aggressive cricket played today than it was yesterday. Teams are running hard between the wickets and they're putting them in the boundary ball. You know what I mean? So it's changed. The game has changed a lot. Teams are the way the bats are made today. The way the bats are made, they're like springboards. It's a batsman game. Bowlers, I feel sorry for bowlers today when I watch him play. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm glad it's over for me. You know, I'm being honest. You know, I'm glad it's over because it's a
Yeah.
fast-paced game, man. I mean, like guys are hitting sixes like nothing. You know, you
Yeah.
practice that. You practice. You go train. You practice your power hitting. You know, so that's my
Yeah.
view.
Let's slide over to that St. David's match against Cleveland, because St. David's obviously, they are up the top of the table, right? One of the contenders to probably win the league this year.
St. George's up top right now.
Right, with St. George's. But putting up 285 after 37 overs. They had a little problem with the wicket early, so the game got reduced down to 37 overs. I was watching the game the whole time online. I'm just like, man, Akira's really getting off today, right?
Yeah.
Akira got up about 90, 96, I believe.
96. Yeah, 96.
And then he ran us. We got run out.
Yeah. John done the same thing on 99 last week. Yeah, no, that wicket down to George today, I mean, that was a batsman's paradise down there. I mean, the wicket was nice. Kira took advantage of the conditions, and that's what he was supposed to do. He took advantage of the conditions. The boy Marcus Scotland, he was at the other end. He was the perfect partner to allow Kira just to explode the way he did. And, you know, if you look at the scorecard, Marcus got 88. You know, and he just milked around until late in the innings, and then, you know, he just started playing some nice shots. I mean, Jason, you talk about grass cutters. I mean, Marcus Scotland plays some nice, beautiful cover drives today, man. Some classic cover drives. And honest to God, I haven't seen cover drives the way this young man was playing today for quite a while in local cricket. You know what I mean? So it was a privilege to see that, to be quite honest with you. You know, and he literally just grafted a nice innings, man. He just really worked the ball around. I mean, yeah, he had one or two chances, but hey, he took advantage of the opportunities that came his way. You know, fielders, you're in a position to catch the ball. You know, so yeah, basically he took advantage of the conditions and batted really well. You know.
And he's been in the last few games, just been making runs now too. You know.
Yeah. I mean, he had a slight injury.
Yeah. So that's another option. Well, it's option, but he played a cup match last year, so you know he's vying for his position too. So it's nice to see those guys start to.
He was reserved.
He was reserved.
He came on because Cindy got injured, and he kept wickets.
Yeah.
One player I want to talk about Cleveland that I'm pretty concerned with is Alan Douglas. He's been doing pretty good with the ball this year, but haven't really seen no big scores. I mean, he's a person that can really light up and decorate the scoreboard. I've noticed over the years when he bats early in the order, he is able to get off. But once you put him down 4, 5, 6, he doesn't really get off like he does in the top of the order. What you guys think about Alan's season so far and also today?
Well, like I said, it's been up and down, and it's been doing a lot with the ball. I know some weekends he don't play because it's got work commitment, so it's not every week he play. I think it was every other week, but recently he's been playing. You know, cup matches coming around. But you're right, Jason. He's got he needs to. Oh, the captain needs to say, like, you know, he's got to find a position where he wants to bet. Once he bets early in the innings and he takes those bowlers on, you know, that's the Allen.
But interesting today, he opened up today. He opened up today and made 35.
35. Okay, wow.
He looked, he actually looked pretty good, to be quite honest with you. Honestly, I thought he was gonna get a big score today. He really looked the part. Got snicked off. He played some nice back foot punches through the cover for 4. You know, but you know, again, conditions were favorable, but unfortunately, he didn't get the big score that his team needed. But yeah, he got started. He got in. And, you know, he just didn't carry it on like he was supposed to. You know, so.
Deion Stubble also had a knock of 76, 2 6s and 7 4s over 62 balls.
Yeah, I mean, what can we say? Is Mr. Reliable? I honestly call Deion Mr. Reliable. You know, he's just you know what you're gonna get from Deion. He's gonna put his head down. He's just gonna milk the bird, and once he gets in, you know, he's just gonna light up his scoreboard. You know, he does it year in and year out. He's got a method that's worked for him, and he's just stuck with it. You know, he likes to nudge around.
Mm.
And then once his engine gets warm, he just just takes the building apart.
To me, he's one of the, in my opinion, he's one of the best players of spin to me because he's the only one that uses his feet. You know, when the spinners on, he could play that cut shot. He like you said, he works the ball for the gaps, singles, and then when it's time to come down the wicket to drive it, most of the time he drives it along the ground, got the single, or he's going over the top. So yeah, he's one of those batsmen. Once his in is going to be hard getting him out.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's take a commercial break. We're going to come back and talk about one final game. It's that war game and another big opening partnership. But we'll talk more about that war game when we come back after these messages.
How you doing? This is Coach Bascom here. Listen, I just want to introduce, to let you know that, guess what? Oh yeah, I've been endorsing salt. Now, you know what this is for, right? Yep. Smelly shoes. You know, those days that you're coming back from training, sneakers. Yep, you stop. You're sitting them in your house, you got them in your room, and you got them in your closet, and you're getting that smell come through. Well, this is what it's for. Excited about it, excited to promote, because I believe in it, because I know when I was playing outdoors especially, this is definitely what I needed. Hey, even look at the packaging. Very, very professional company, done on so much work, yeah, with the material, with the bag. Listen, I'm excited about it. Glad to be a partner with them. Glad to be endorsing this product, yeah. And here we go. Get your bag.
Putting down the weapons.
You seeing this?
Welch's, makers of the world's best-known Concord grape juice, have been based in Concord, Massachusetts since halfway through the 19th century. We've often featured this unique beverage due to its impressive health benefits and bold, unmistakable flavor. Welch's has gone on to diversify their range over the years, successfully launching many new juice-powered products designed for refreshment and flavor. With the imminent holiday season in mind, we're featuring Welch's Sparkling Grape Juices, the ideal non-alcoholic party refreshers brought to us by John Barrett & Son Limited. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
And welcome back to the Islandstats Cricket Show. Warwick took on Flats today up at Southampton Rangers, and Warwick batted first with Malachi Jones and Luke Correa opening up a 179-run partnership, guys, with Malachi Jones dominating 117, Luke 52. What you guys think about the partnerships? I've heard you guys talk many times about partnerships, how important they are to winning. What's the percentage of the team has the biggest partnerships? They normally have a high percentage of winning.
And a normally percentage of scoring in the excess of 300 runs. And that's, we talk about it all the time. I mean, that big partnership there is like, it's not pretty much over, but you're up top of the world. And the other, you know what, the other players are sitting in the pavilion, man, I want to get a hit. It's not like off of 2 or 3 wickets. It's like 30 or 40. Those guys are like, they're a little nervous going out there, but they got 170 this week. Last week, what they got over 200 and something. It's like, man, I just want to let me just face five or 6 overs, and the fielding team's exhausted. So that's the partnerships, sir, that kill any fielding team, man. I mean, those are some big partnerships. Both of them, they got to give kudos to both of them. And I'm glad I talked earlier. I said I hope they don't change that betting lineup, because there were 2 open before. I think it was Staff and Dio open over there.
Yeah.
So I said when you get a partnership, you got to keep it going because obviously if you're getting a partnership like that, why would you change it? They're doing everything right. Can't change it. But I think last week the little boy Luke Horan, I think he was away. So I don't know. I work out a buy, so I'm not sure it worked out for him. But I will continue hoping with those two to the rest of the season, man.
Yeah, them two boys seem like they're enjoying each other's company out in the middle there. I mean, Malachi, another big score. Luke's only 15. Let's keep that in mind because only a 15-year-old doing what he's doing, you know. So he is really a player if he sticks with it because we always talk about these guys at a young age and they drop off. But if he sticks with it, man, he is going to be something to watch out for in the future, man. Because again, he's 15 years old. He's got his first 100 against Rangers a week or two ago. He's came back, scored a 50. He's showing the consistency. Betting at the top of the order, the way he is, taking, that, white ball and working around and doing what he's got to do. So, he's got a very bright future ahead of him, and he just, hopefully he sticks with it, Yeah, and again, them two are really enjoying each other's company at the middle of that crease. You know what I mean? And Malachi is a good fit for him. I'm quite sure Malachi will be coaching him along. That was one of the purposes of him going down there. And it's working out, and that's good. I have to give Malachi his credit. So yeah, that's well done to him and his team.
Doc, I'm gonna ask you, Doc, because I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Because some people say, "Well, Malachi is making centuries down in the first division." I'm seeing a century is a century. You gotta put the time in.
Hey, it's so strange you talked about. I was talking to Stevie Lightman today, right? He's up to the AC game. He ran up to see Rangers, and he told me. He said, even though the Berlin was bad, but he said he's still he's putting away the bad balls. You know what I mean? It's like it's really, and like when you're on form like that, there, like some of the shots you play, and it comes easy to play. So I mean, even though it's and I say about his first division too, I was saying the same thing, but still a century is a century. But he's doing it back to back now. I mean, like at Flats, let me show you. Flats is a team just came off winning three straight games,
Yeah.
So, so I'm not saying that the Berlin, was, I don't know how they build today, but you got to give kudos to those two guys because coming off winning 3 games, they was going, they was on a little high. So that, and I was telling Steph and Dew today, don't get complacent because you never know what these teams are going to do, and like I said, Malachi's got a lot of experience, so I'm sure he knows he knows that Rangers feel the wicket and everything. He just stays up a stern throw. His parents are stern throw away, so he enjoys playing up there, man. So like I said, a century is a century.
Yeah, and with that, Flats have got a nice little young team. Ryan Barbuda's the coach. He's putting together a nice little young team, man. Yeah. So I saying about another. I mean, that was there's 2 teams for fighting for promotion, weren't they? That was almost a promotion battle.
Exactly. Flats came right into it. Yeah.
So I mean, you give Flats about another year or two. Ryan Barbuda sticks with them guys, and then crop of players stick together. You still got the elder statesmen of Kaiwan Franks and Nelson Baston Jr. Flats might be able to turn a few heads, in another year or two. If they stick it out.
Yeah. They got some good young ones. The Jones boys, Keegan and the other one, like you said, got a fairly good young team. So like you said, just got another couple of years, they could be up there again.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting because you talk about young players, and Warwick just getting some of the young players coming back home, like for the likes of young Stovall. Yeah, he played today,
and
Tomlinson, right? And so even while they're in a position now where they could possibly come up, but then if you look at early part of next season, these guys be on the island early part of the season where they need to be, how do they contribute and help work early in the season when some of our teams are struggling.
System. Get some ladies. Put some ladies in the team until their boys come back.
Hey, That's what they're going to do. I mean, if they keep it like that, there, I could see him now. But let's learn out somebody from start. Let's learn out Trey Manders, or let's learn out Kamal again. To these boys, come back. As soon as they come back, send them back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know how it works, but like you said, when those guys come back from England, they're playing a lot of cricket out in England, big fields and nice wickets. It just takes a little time adjusting because the wickets out just a little slower down there, and the bunts might be a little different. But once they get back here, and those guys in the groove, man, they're already, they're helping that team all the way, man. So it'll be hard for work the first few games when they go up, but after that, they're gonna be right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So let's take our final commercial break. And when we come back, we'll talk about our top performers over the weekend. We'll be right back.
Better Than Bouillon is an oft-featured organic food producer who believe that great recipes begin with great ingredients. This judiciously named brand is aimed directly at the primary stages of meal preparation in the kitchen, replacing traditional bouillon cubes and the like with bases made from organically produced meat and vegetables, resulting in a higher level of purity and a more robust flavor. This month we're featuring Better Than Bouillon organic bases, made with roasted beef or chicken or seasoned vegetables. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
How you doing? This is Coach Bascom here. Listen, I just want to introduce, to let you know that, guess what? Oh yeah, I've been endorsing salt. Now, you know what this is for, right? Yep. Smelly shoes. Those days that you're coming back from training, sneakers. Yep. You start, you sitting them in your house, you got them in your room, and you got them in your closet, and you're getting that smell come through. Well, this is what it's for. Excited about it. Excited to promote because I believe it. Because I know when I was playing outdoors, especially, this is definitely what I needed. Hey, even look at the packaging. Very, very professional company. Done on so much work. Yeah, with the material, with the bag. Listen, I'm excited about it. Glad to be a partner with them. Glad to be endorsing this product. Yeah. And here we go. Get your bag.
Putting down the weapons.
You seeing this?
All right, welcome.
Congratulations to all the players of the week who continue to exemplify sportsmanship and inspire the young athletes to continue their journey to excellence. Congratulations with a bottle of Flora Gold Bermuda rum. Thank you. Cheers.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. All right, so top performers for this week. We'll start in the batting department. Akira Baskin was the top scorer with 96. Abdul Salam, he made 91 not out playing for Devonshire Rec in that Central County. Marcus Scotland today chipped in with 88 today. Jared Richardson, top scorer with 88 also today. Aronde Bascom had a knock of 85. Ross Solomon Burrows had a knock of 72 playing for Willicots today. Geronde Bascom had 69. Dean Richards, 69. And Derek Brengman knocked up 63 yesterday. Jared Richardson, another knock of 58. So what you talked about earlier, he's been on fire since he returned back home. Rodney Sutton chipped in with 55 not out, and Zari Painter 55 in the trial. Mackay Simmons 53. Now in the bowling department, Devonshire Rex, Chris Daly 7 overs, no maidens, 7 for 31. And Torrin Mendes, I was quite shocked, and I need to see. I've got 8.1 overs, no maidens. Was it 5 or 6 for 35?
Five or six, something like that. And they was, like I said, they was on a turtle to get 3. and always just seam up, And that's what Chris Daly was building today. The same thing, just seam up, let your batsmen make their mistakes. And then Chris Daly's innings, he built a lot. He built both, at least 3 or 4 of them.
So out of all those names, guys, who you think was top performer for the weekend?
Oh man, that's kind of difficult.
That's what Malachi's. Jeez, Malachi's 117, right?
Yeah, he got 100. And what was Luke Horan? Did he get wickets today? Because I didn't.
52. Let me check. See if we got wickets. I can actually. It's hard for me to pull up
1 or 2.
I did 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I 1 or 2.
I mean, it was a few outstanding ones there. I normally look at the team, maybe the outstanding performance of the team that is winning, that is won.
Yeah.
What that St. Davis game?
Marcus and Akira had the top scores.
Yeah.
Jared had 2 half centuries over the weekend.
Okay, that's good. And both his teams won.
Yeah.
For me, is either Jared or Akira. I don't know for Ryan.
I'm thinking no, man. I mean,
Jared's been making runs for the last 3 or 4 weeks since he's been back. And then to score 2 pitches again back to back. I mean, it's
seen the ball.
I might have to go with Jared too, man.
Oh, well, there you go, Jared.
I'm gonna have to go with Jared. He's had a good weekend. He's been consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both the teams, you got to look at his innings. Both his innings, his not even pull his team out of trouble, but his gave him that partnership for the teams to build on, and both teams on both times they won.
Yeah.
I was especially today because without Delray Rollins today, and
exactly
looking at the starting lineup today, I was like, if Wilcox get 200 runs, it's going to make base sit up in bed, and he was one he actually set up in bed today. And
Rodney made some runs too. Rodney's back out now too. So exactly. That's another thing I looked at early too. I said this guy is got it. Like you talking about him, Ryan. He is in. He's in some good form, man.
He's in some good form, man. He's in some really good form, man. His last 3 innings have been all over 50.
Exactly.
3 or 4 innings. So his in some good nick, and like I said at the top of the show, man, like it's a crop of youngsters up in his age bracket that are really focused and want to do well. It's some nice group in and around his age bracket that have really got a lot of quality they bring to the table.
Guys, next week got another good group of games on next week. Second round of the Western Counties. We're at Somerset Bridge. The cup holders will take on Warwick Workman, so that should be a good round.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
That should be a good one, and I expect another good crowd up there at White Hill Field.
Yeah.
First division, Devonshire Rec will take on Warwick Workman at Devonshire Rec. Southampton Rangers will take on Flats at the Southampton Oval, and it looks like it'll be PAC versus Bridge. In the Premier, St. George's will take on Willowcott at Wellington. Somerset will take on Cleveland at Somerset, and St. David's will take on Stars. St. David's, they have to buy. So some interesting games for you guys for next week.
Well, that's Bears lucky they get to rest up a week before Connie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good though, because if you're still
for the Burlers,
for the Burlers, but then you're looking at guys that I guess if you're looking at players to try to. I'm talking about for a player's point of view. Like if they're trying to perform to get in Connie, Well, if you didn't make the runs this weekend, a chance you know what I mean? Because next week you got to buy.
Does a first division team have a bye?
No, because remember the under 19s dropped out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because wow, too bad. Oh, big. Too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. Because they could have played somebody in the first division and got a little practice match in.
I got a little practice match in, but they, like you said, you got ample time. They know Connie's coming around, mate. You have to start. You know, you can't start a week before they make runs. Even though it's fresh in people's mind, you got to start like Jarrett, like how Jarrett's doing.
Hold on,
Continuously making runs.
You have been forgetting. You've been forgetting. All show we've talked about it. Just go out and learn. Hello.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out how that works. Though I'm gonna get
somebody just sent me the playing conditions. I'm gonna read it. So next time I have some sort of idea when we speak on it. Hopefully it explains this learn system.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent me some information. So hopefully I have some more insight for the next show.
All right.
Also, Ryan, it should be another trial match. I'm hearing for St. George's, right? They're taking
yes. So
is it Turkey Bonds?
It's Turkey Bonds, St. George's and St. David's.
St. David's, yeah.
So that's another
and see,
opportunity.
and that could go along because that's not interfering with the Western Conference. You know what I mean? So imagine Somerset trying to get a trial match with the Western Conference going on. What do you think half of the players are going to be? It's like that's one reason why it's hard. So St. George.
Hold on. How many Somerset Cup match players are playing for Bridge and Warwick?
You probably just remember you got some of IDs from Warwick.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you the people that Warwick is invited to.
Yeah, you're right. Because you probably
at least 4.
They'll probably bring back.
It's still no excuse for them to have a trial then.
Yeah, they probably bring back
at least 4.
Yeah,
at least 4.
Yeah,
two from Warwick. It's 2 from Warwick. It's going to be 2 from Warwick. Trust me, I already 2. I'm not going to reveal it yet. 2 from Warwick, and it's 2 from. It's 2 from Bridge.
Yeah, because it'll be Dominic will go. Dominic will go back.
I think it's Dominic and Trey.
Trey, okay.
Warwick trying to get Trey, but Rangers trying to get Trey too. But Rangers is going to take Malachi and someone else. I heard. So I don't know.
I gotta learn that system. I gotta learn that system too because one minute one guy is playing for Warwick, next minute he's playing for Rangers.
Yeah.
THC.
Hey, one day about the Western Conference, you can play for whatever country you want. I thought it's not like Eastern Conference. If you play for Bay, then you got to stick with Bay. Yeah. So the Central Conference and the Western Conference is a little bit more different. Right.
I tell you what.
And we know a few guys who are playing for all the counties. So hey, go figure.
Exactly. Yeah. So hey, it makes the Western Conference look better though.
You think so?
Yeah, because if you look at like look at Somerset Bridge, right? Before Somerset Bridge, I won't say the whipping boys, but you know, they always like to be, you know, look at them now, they got the trophies, you know. So Warwick, the same thing was always before used to be Rangers. But now it's going around.
Bridge got them veterans, see Sean Riley, Donnie Charles, Noel Woods, Ted Hollis, them guys are veterans. Some of them boys are older than me still playing.
Yeah.
I take my hat off to them. I know one thing, I can't handle that song no more, man. No, sir.
Well, those guys can handle it. They'll see you again, mate. That's why they have that
credit too.
That's why they get their young coats. You see what they're getting? Young coats.
And they was had an early day yesterday because PhD was 21 for like 5 or 6. So they was had an early day.
Yeah.
But the tail rigged and at least got them to at least 99. So
it should be an interesting match next week. Their Western Conference is going to be interesting. Oh, you know something? I think I'm kind of miss somebody. I think is Delray and Trey, man.
Yes.
But depending. Well, is Delray hurt? Delray played for Warwick last year. You forgot?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Delray's original club was it PAC or Warwick? Where was his original club?
Well, I think it was PAC.
PAC started with PAC.
PAC, yeah. PAC born. Yeah, it was PAC.
Yeah.
So is Delray still is got an injury or something? Because he plays 1 week and is not playing. I don't know. So you might be away.
I don't know the full story of Delray at this point. I really don't.
But I know he had an injury. His he's nursed an injury before, so maybe it's, he's probably resting it for Eastern Connors.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, he shouldn't be playing next week.
But I got a
He's
ball.
playing for work.
But you shouldn't be Lady Connie. No, you're right.
Yeah, he shouldn't be playing next week.
So he might skip that. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, it's been a pleasure.
All right.
You guys enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
And we'll be